caps, the peaks turned upward. In their minds, they were tackling not just this dusty country track, but some Pyrenean col. Guy acknowledged fairly that they, in turn, probably looked on him as a heavy-booted technophobe, as archaic in this millennium year 2000 as the smocked rustic of the inn sign. Guy exchanged a nod with the nearest cyclist and moved away to lean on the bar. The landlord appeared before him and said amiably, "Hello there." "Hello," returned Guy. "I'll have a pint and your bar menu, if I may." "You may indeed." The landlord produced a plastic folder. Guy opened it up and read the list of offerings. It seemed somewhat elaborate for such a traditional-looking establishment in such an out-of-the-way place. Even the ploughman's platter boasted brie. "Haven't you got any cheddar?" he asked. "If you want it," said the landlord. "It doesn't say so here." "Yes, it does. Look, right there." A stubby forefinger pointed at the foot of the page, where Guy read the words, "A selection of English cheeses available." "What other English cheeses have you got?" "Only cheddar," the landlord added reproachfully. "It's the beginning of the season." Guy settled for the cheddar ploughmans, and his order was shouted into a back room. The landlord returned to the bar. "Walker?" he asked. "Yes, just taking a break for a couple of days." "All on your own?" "A colleague was coming with me, but had to cry off." "Oh, right," the landlord pursed his lips. "How much further are you going?" "As far as Bamford, and from there I can catch the train back to London." "Ah, London, is it? Well, you might be lucky." Guy wasn't sure what this meant. "No trains?" he ventured. "Oh, you'll catch a train all right once you get to Bamford. You might get a bit wet before you get there." "It's been dry as a bone all morning," objected Guy. "Just very breezy." "Weather's changing. It's already tipping it down in Wales, and they're threatened with floods in Devon. It's coming this way. I saw it on the telly." "I'll just have to walk a bit faster then, won't I?" retorted Guy, annoyed by the landlord's evident satisfaction. The door opened and another pair of cyclists came in. The landlord abandoned Guy for the newcomers. His parting shot was, "You want to get a bite like them?" A gum-chewing girl bearing a plate of salad appeared from the back room and looked at Guy with a mixture of doubt and assessment. "You the ploughmans?" He took his lunch from her and retreated to a far corner, where someone had left a tabloid newspaper. Guy settled down to his lunch, his beer, and scandal. As he got to the end of all three, he became aware of a shadow across the printed page and the faint warmth of another human being nearby. His ear caught a noisy intake of breath. He looked up. The adenoidal girl stood by his table, watching him in a curiously unsettling way. She stretched out a hand to his plate. Her fingernails were bitten short, and on the middle finger of her right hand she wore a cheap ring. Instinctively, Guy felt himself throw up the defences. He knew her type. "You finished?" she inquired. "Yes, thank you," Guy told her. She picked up the plate, but instead of moving away, stayed rooted to the spot, the plate held in both hands. "Walker." He managed not to snap back that wasn't it obvious. He confirmed it, in as discouraging a voice as he could. She was impervious to subtle hints. "All on your own?" He'd explained this already to the landlord, and he was blowed if he was going to explain it again to this predatory female. He nodded curtly, not giving her the satisfaction of a proper answer, which would keep the conversation, such as it was, going. "Shame," she said. "Can't be much fun all on your own and that. No one to talk to. Where are you staying tonight?" "I'm not sure," he told her, evading the trap. "The Fitzroy Arms in Lower Stovey does rooms," she offered. "I hope to get a bit further than Lower Stovey." "Pity," she said. "I live there." He was rescued by the landlord, who surged up and ordered, "Come on, Cheryl, get going. Don't stand there nattering." "He might have wanted some afters," Cheryl defended herself, adding in a sing-song voice addressed to Guy, "We've got apple pie, lemon lush pie and ice cream." He declined. "I've got to get on." "Please yourself," she said, and flounced off towards the kitchen.